The Milwaukee Bucks just won the 2021 NBA title, led by the GOAT, Bobby Portis, and Thanasis Antetokounmpo. I bet Thanasis' more irrelevant brother, Giannis, will be taking a bunch of tinkles to celebrate. People can debate whether or not Milwaukee was in fact the best team in the league this year, but who cares? They won the championship. It was a great fucking series, and it was nice to see the team from a smaller market win the championship for once. So who are the top contenders for next year then? Well, I was thinking about doing 5 teams in this video, and none of them were the Suns, but all I gotta say is the Suns would be my number 6 team. And the reason why they're at number 6 is because I don't think they were even a top 3 team in their conference this year, which may be controversial, but I do believe they would have lost to the Lakers if AD doesn't get hurt. It doesn't appear they're going to be losing too much of their team next year. Chris Paul is going to be a free agent, he has an option pickup contract. I'm assuming he'll stick with Phoenix, but odds are another year older, he's not going to be. He'll probably decline a little bit. And Paul is the main reason why they were as good as they were this year. And then, obviously, if he declines a little bit, then their whole team is going to start declining a tad as well. So, I mean, the Suns will be good again next year, but I'd be surprised if they win more than one series. So start things off at number 5. I got the world champion Bucks. And they should mostly have the same team as well. Bobby Portis has a player option, and obviously he's their best player, and he's a fan favorite, so I'm assuming he'll pick it up. But if he leaves the Bucks, they won't even make the playoffs next year. That's just how good Bobby Portis is. And it'll be nice for them to get DiVincenzo back. I think he would have played a key part in this championship run here if he didn't get hurt. In all seriousness, no. If they their main core with Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday, they're gonna be contenders no matter what. And now that they have the ability to potentially attract someone, an older guy who's just looking to win a title on the vet minimum, that sort of thing now, because they have that title already. Now they potentially could be able to attract people to take less money to go join them and win another title. Up next, I got the Utah Jazz. Mike Conley is going to be a free agent this summer, but I do believe he will stay in Utah. Obviously, if he leaves, they won't really be a contender at all. I do have faith in this team for next year, even though they were the only team that didn't have to deal really with bad injury luck in the playoffs. I mean, Mitchell did miss a game or two in the first round, but besides that, they were mostly healthy, and then they couldn't even beat a Kawhi Leonard-less Clippers, which was pretty interesting. But I feel like the Clippers won just because this kind of the whole world against them mentality. Everyone thought they were just done with Kawhi being out, and then they just used up all their gas to eventually beat the Jazz. But with the Jazz's main core back of Mitchell, Gobert, and Conley, and then also getting Jordan Clarkson, Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal, like there's a reason why they had the best record in the West, and they're gonna be in the mix again. Number 3, I got the the Denver Chicken Nuggets. If healthy, I think this team would have won the West this year. You got the MVP coming back, and that big white guy, Jokic. And then you got Jamal Murray. And Aaron Gordon, and the big one's going to be Michael Porter Jr. If Michael Porter Jr. can take another step, they can be the best team in the NBA next year. He's difference with them being one of the favorites to basically the favorite. I got the Lakers next. I do think, like I said, I think the Nuggets would have won the West, but I do think the Lakers have been really close, them and the Lakers, and I do think they will be better next year. Yeah, LeBron does get a year older, and they might lose Harrell, even though he didn't really play at all in the playoffs, so I don't know how big of a loss that would be. But I know there is a rumor going around that maybe DeRozan would take less money to join the Lakers, but they'll definitely pick up another guy or two that are going to take less money to join up with them. And until LeBron really shows signs of slowing down, you have to just pencil him in for top 2 team, whatever team he's on. Their roster's probably going to look a lot different next year, but they'll probably be better. I'd be surprised if they're not considered one of the favorites going into the year. And obviously at number 1, you got to go with the Nets, the super team Nets. They would have been the champions this year if it wasn't for Kyrie getting hurt and then James Harden just coming back from injury. This team is so fucking stacked. It's ridiculous. When you got that big three, and then you also have a guy like Joe Harris who casually just makes like 50% three-pointers, it's pretty unstoppable team. And they would have, if Kyrie doesn't get hurt, they would have gotten steamrolled through the Bucks. But that's the only reason why the Bucks won, because the Nets were without Kyrie and James Harden wasn't 100%. Early on in the series, they were going to kill him. It wasn't even going to be a series. This team is by far the best team in the league, and I'd be surprised if they don't win the title next year. I'd be shocked. Now, the only thing like happened this year, if Kyrie does get hurt a lot, if Kyrie gets hurt again, then there's going to be a potential different champion. But even this year, though, I do think, even if Kyrie got hurt, if Harden was 100%, there's a very good chance they'd still be the champions. So yeah, those are my top contenders for next year. I don't think it's too controversial, but I know there's a few teams you can flip-flop in a different order, but I feel pretty good about this. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think.